more paranoid, but yeah, I definitely think more about it. It's something I'm very aware of. It's something I think that we all should continue to be aware of.
You were so fantastic in this, and
Thank you.
You're welcome. And before, how Snowden savvy were you even before you got the role?
I knew a lot about what Snowden had done. I didn't know a lot about Edward himself. I just said Edward. That's about Ed Snowden himself. But I did know a lot about the information that he revealed because I thought it fascinating and I found it empowering. And I also found it incredibly violating. Not the information itself, but or not himself and what he did, but the information that he released. Yeah. But I didn't know about him as a human being and why he chose to do what he did and the sacrifices he made in order to do what he did and in order to empower people like you and I. And that's something that I think Oliver did really beautifully and gracefully in this movie is he was able to deliver a product that teaches you about, again, within, the rules and restrictions of it being a film, a cinematic expression of reality. But he teaches you a narrative that mainstream media failed to, which is this is who Ed is, the human being outside of the poster child.
Yeah. And getting to know Lindsay, did you spend a lot of time with her? What was that like?
I met her 3 months into filming. We spent a night together. We went to dinner. But I hadn't known her beforehand. I hadn't spoken to her beforehand. And after I met her, there were certain things that I wish I had known because I would have incorporated them. But then at the same time, it's like you kind of want to keep her protected, right? And keep her life private. And because this is a dramatization of real events, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. You did a really good job at it. Joseph, my God, what can I say? I mean, he just knocked this one out of the park.
Yeah.
Your relationship with him, how did you guys establish that?
Joe and I are very similar, I think, in the sense where we've both been on a lot of movies. He was a child actor. I was a child actor. He loves the art of film. I do as well. And I think we're also very similar in, we're on movie sets because we want to be actors and we want to be a part of it. We're not there for any other reason. We're not there for the quote-unquote fame or the interviews in magazines. And you don't always come across that. And so I think we naturally just were able to relate to one another. And also, we both had the intention of protecting the integrity of who Ed is and who Lindsay is and what their story, how their story unfolded and how it still unfolds. We both wanted to, first and foremost, make this movie for them before anyone else. And I feel really grateful to know that that's where his intentions were when he went into this, because I think a lot of actors could have gone into this and gone, I'm going to play Edward Snowden. I'm going to show the world what I can do. And Joe approached this from a very humble place of, I'm going to play Edward Snowden, but I want to know that Ed knows that I have his back and that I'm going to do everything I can to protect the integrity of who he is.
Amazing. After working on this, after going, knowing what you now know, did it make you a more paranoid person about the things that we have in our daily lives using phones and computers and, cameras on our computers? Has it made you think more?
It's not made me more paranoid, but yeah, I definitely think more about it. It's something I'm very aware of. And something I think that we all should continue to be aware of because it's not going to change unless more of us find out about it, more of us take a stance and say, I'm actually not okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. And
if we want that change.
And Oliver Stone? I mean, really? Are you pinching yourself still?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Oliver is he's so smart that you just don't want to say anything. You just want to be like, I'm listening, I'm absorbing, I'm secretly taking notes. Because his brain works in a fascinating manner. The way it analyzes a certain subject is completely different than anyone else I know.
Well, you did a terrific job, as always. I don't even need to keep
Thank
telling
you.
you that. I tell you that all the time. You're so great. Always
Thank
great
you.
talking to you.